Good day. I want to get into this right away. It's something that I've been looking into and actually something I've been screaming at Joe about. The plastic bottles. He refuses to stop buying those plastic water bottles. I'm like, do you know what you're doing to yourself? So finally, I figured the only way that I can show him is scientific facts, which is microplastics. Microplastics are everywhere, everywhere in our life. They're in our food, they're in the environment, they're in water, they're in the ground, the earth, everywhere in our marine life. Now you ask, what are microplastics? Well, they're basically plastic particles that are only like 5 millimeters in length, evolved from bigger pieces of plastic, such as plastic bottles, and they break down to minuscule particles. And the dangerous thing is, they are so dangerous to the human body and our health and just our overall being. Microplastics are intentionally manufactured to be tiny, tiny little, they're called microbeads. You find them in your cosmetics. You find them in your synthetic clothing. You know, that's why a lot of people say wear cotton. I'm guilty of that. I don't have a lot of cotton stuff. It's not givable enough for me. And which that's lies a problem because it's against the biggest organ in your whole entire body, which is your skin. And then you're putting on these synthetic fibers that are actually going through your skin. And like I said, they're broken down from bigger plastics. And how are they broken down? They're broken down through like weather, sunlight, wear and tear. I can give you some examples: water bottles, fishing nets, plastic bags, which right now they did away with the plastic bags. I miss my plastic bags, even though I know that they're not good for you. I have all these bags that for some reason I lose everything, but it's a bag. That doesn't make sense, but it happens. So you say, well, how do they enter into the ecosystem? Like, how did they get there? I told you the breakdowns of the sunlight and so on and so forth. But how about washing your clothes? You got the synthetic fibers and you're doing loads of laundry, and these microfibers, they expel off your clothing. Your clothing breaks down. Then you throw them in a dryer. I love hanging my clothes outside. The smell is so nice. Everybody uses a dryer. And what is an exhaust? The heat and so on and so forth. And it's expelling out into the air. Microfibers. There they go. And there is where you're getting them in the air. Not to mention a lot of other ways. Now, when they say for us to recycle, a majority of people just say, okay, I'm going to recycle. But did you know if you keep a cap on a plastic bottle, they do not properly dispose of it because the cap is not recyclable. They just throw it in with the normal garbage. And over time, these bottles break down and there's more released into the air. Now, environmental impacts are plastics that are found in our oceans, in our rivers, in our soil. I said that before. In our air, in our gardens. I mean, they threaten the marine life. They threaten our food, our water, not to mention they enter into our diet. So you say, what can I do? Well, there is a little bit of things you can do, but let me just tell you, before telling you what we can do, I'll tell you what kind of an impact that it's having on us as human beings. Okay. They have a way of entering and breaking through our blood brain barrier, which it goes directly into our cells. It goes to through our cells into our blood, into every aspect of our being inside heart, liver, lungs, skin, cells, brain, eyes, eyelashes. It just goes throughout your whole body. And that's pretty scary, which this potentially causes inflammation, nerve and cell damage, cognitive issues, what else? Blood flow obstruction, which reduces our brain function, which potentially increases our neurodegenerative diseases, such as depression, Alzheimer's. Microplastics are in the bloodstream and it can cause immune cells, block blood vessels, impair blood flow to the brain. Smaller micro plastics, they are called neuroplastics. Now, neuroplastics is what enters the brain directly into your neurons, which is pretty scary. Look it up. I'm telling you, look, everything that I'm saying to you, look it up and it'll blow your mind. Now, neuroplastics can activate the immune cells in your brain and actually cause neuroinflammation. Excuse me, my eyes itching. Neuroinflammation in your brain that is causing cognitive decline, disrupted blood flow. Now, what are some of the things that we could do to minimize this? We all know that we can't stop it. We can't. It's just beyond us. But what can we do to stop it in our little homestead, around our potential food, outside of putting a bubble around your whole property and living in a bubble? Well, let's see. How about vacuuming? All right. Usually the old time vacuums, they didn't have the HEPA filters. Those are great. They catch every single air particle and actually filters it. And what spews out of the vacuum is a much cleaner air that's going back into the air in your house. Or like, ew. But think about it. Just think about it. Wash your clothes less. I don't mean going around with dirty clothes. What I mean is stop throwing a couple articles in your wash machine because you want to get them done because you wanted to wear that outfit. Get organized, do a full load of laundry. That way you have less laundry. And as I told you before, when the breakdown in the material, then, you have the spewing of the dryer. So do full loads and your clothes will be done. And you're not scrambling to say, oh, I want to wear this outfit. And you're helping yourself inside your homestead. It's a no-brainer, I think. Let's see. Okay. They do have filters that you can put on your wash machine. It depends on what kind of wash machine you have, but they do have filters that you can put on that catches all these particles. That might not be feasible for some, like me. It's not. I probably don't even know how to do it. I don't even know what they are. But if you do, that's a great way to do it. Now, with the microbeads, which is the same as microparticles, your personal products, try to stay away from anything that's in a plastic container or a plastic jar, which I know is hard to do because everything nowadays, they're in plastic jars, which is really no good. Now, how about, I know that when you go to the food store, again, everything's in plastic, and a lot of times they have things that you can heat up, but it's in plastic. Take the time to take your food, put it in glass, put it in ceramic, then heat it up. So you're not activating these microfibers that are going into your body. I mean, some did leach into your food, but you're not getting bombarded. It takes a few seconds more. I mean, a few more dishes, but it's better for you. Now, how about storing your food? A lot of people just like to get those little plastic containers because they're so economical and they store their food. No, don't do that. Just go old school. There's glass, there's ceramic, there's even stainless steel. Take the time to take your food and put them in those. Then store them in those. Again, it's saving you. It's saving your health. One I did not think about was your cutting board. I'm sure that every one of us has had a plastic cutting board. That's just how they come. They're cheap, they're easy to use, and just people buy them for economical reasons. I am guilty of that. But did I change it? Yes. I ended up purchasing a stainless steel cutting board. And it has saved me greatly, knowing that I cannot cut through that plastic or the wood. And outside of the plastic and the wood getting in my food, I know the stainless steel it's stainless steel. So that's another thing you can try. Let's see what else. Okay. Non-stick cookware. Everybody loves non-stick cookware because it's easier to clean up. It's really not. The best thing for you to do is cast iron. Everything in my kitchen is cast iron. It was given to me. It was brought down in my generation from my mother to me. And then I added on. Cast iron is phenomenal. It's a little bit more care, okay? You have to keep them seasoned, and they're naturally non-stick, believe it or not, if you season them correctly. But they are so much better for you to cook in. And you find that you don't burn stuff as much, and you make some good stews because you have heavy cast iron, especially if you have electric cooking like I have here. I can't stand electric cooking. I'm used to gas, but this is what I'm left with. So the cast iron saves my food. Water filters. Now, again, they have water filters that you can put on your faucet itself. I personally don't drink anything out of my faucet. I don't even like to use it to wash dishes, but unfortunately I have to. I'd go broke in filters alone if I had to wash my dishes with my filtered water. I have an on-the-counter filtration system, and it didn't really cost me that much. It was a little bit of an investment, but it has the UV light in it. It's more structured water, which is better for you, which I'll get into with another video. But basically, it has more oxygen in it. What does oxygen do? It helps us humans live. But it doesn't have any microplastics in it. So that's a no-brainer too. A little bit of investment, but in the end, it'll pay off. Here's a big one, and everybody's going to be like, ugh, except for if you're learning how to live this lifestyle. Processed foods. God, how easy it is to go to the food store and pick up whatever that's already ready to cook. Or everything, it seems like nowadays, is processed foods. But with those processed foods, they come in, containers that are ready for your convenience. At what cost? Your health. Start cooking. Start cooking at home. Stay on the outer perimeters of the food store if you have to go to the food store. The best thing to do is just start providing your own food right here on your homestead. But if you can't, a lot of people can't. I'm doing it on a very, very, very tiny lot. And I have to still go to the store. I have to buy my beef. I have to buy my milk. I can't have a cow here. Can't have a milk cow. So I have no choice. Now, this is the one that really gets my goat. Limit your shellfish. Oh, my God. Give me some shrimp. Give me the seafood. I am so there. But I am so in trouble with the fish and the seafood, the shellfish. Because what are they doing? They're cycling the water through their bodies. Where does the microplastics go? It stays in their bodies. When you purchase it or catch it, what do? You come home, you cook it, and you eat it. Guess where it's going? In your body. Oh, God. Why? Why? So basically, I just gave you a little bit of what microplastics do to you. How you can avoid as much as you can in your homestead. Other than that, I don't know what else you can do. You can't put a bubble around your property. You can't pump in oxygen or what have you. So eliminate the stuff you can around your house. And your body will thank you for it. Your cognitive thinking will thank you for it. Your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your liver, your brain, your vision will all thank you for it. And that fly just flew in my face. I got one fly in my house. He's probably full of microplastics because he don't know better than to fly in my face. But with that, I'll say have a good day. Please think twice before buying stuff in the store. Look into the products. try to get everything you can in glass. I know nowadays it's virtually impossible. When I grew up, mostly everything was in glass. But with that, I'm going to say have a good day. Please be safe. My dog is going off, which means somebody's outside. Have a nice day, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.